Okay, we are looking at Clementi Sonatina, Opus 36, number 1, second movement. Now, this is being a sonatina or a little sonata. A sonata is a piece of music with contrasting movements by the time of the late Baroque period anyway. So this is our slow movement. So if you've got your pencil ready, just next to andante, write the meaning of andante. Hopefully you already know it, but it's at an easy walking pace. So write that in. I'm using the Suzuki book. So it's not a no text edition. So if your edition has the word dolce in there, dolce means sweetly, so you can write that in. And underneath the left hand, it has the word legato. Legato is related to the word ligature in English. It means smoothly and well connected. A ligature is what's used on a clarinet to hold the reed and the mouthpiece together. So it binds them together. We've got crescendo there as well. A related word in English is increase. So we're increasing the volume when we see crescendo. F said is our accent, and obviously P and F are soft and loud. And I think that's all the words we need. And we've got our trill. So when we see a trill, we're going to take the upper note. And there are a few options for how a trill is played, but the way that I encourage it to be done is we start on the upper note, which is consistent historically. So if the trill is on G, which it is in bar 3, we're going to go A, G, but then we have this Nachschlag at the end. So we're going to do F, G, A. So it's going to be basically even. And that's going to be the trill. We have a second trill in bar 21. You might want to write the notes in for that one. So the written note is E flat. So the trill's going to start on F, which is the upper note. F, E, D, E, and then it goes on to what comes next. Other things to mark in is in bar 9, we've got these parallel thirds. And right across the top, scratching, because when we play it, whoops, the wrong note. We're going to use our scratching fingers to make that nice connected sound. Okay, so from the beginning, we've got. Then we have an F major chord, a 5, 4, 5. That's our B flat major chord there. 5, 4, 5, C. And then we have a lovely descending scale starting on A. 1, 2, and then we swap to 5. C major chord, F major chord, another F major chord, and then we have this long rhythm. Da, da, da. Like, it's really hard to find a word in English that matches it. I use Anton, so if you're one of my students, you'll know Anton pin. Okay, then we go on with those parallel thirds, and here's our climax on the G. And then we're going to do a 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. And now we have these notes, or in bar 11, these are sixths. That's their name because they're a sixth apart. And make sure when you do the sixth that you're doing a little bit of scratching movement in towards a fist. And then connect. Now if you can reach it, if you can't reach it, you do 1 and 5 and then you sort of roll. So you put it down, lift your wrist and then rolls the next note and that'll connect it. If your hand's big enough, you can release the thumb and then just make the top notes connected. And you trick the listener into thinking the whole thing was connected. Okay, then we're up to bar 13. So we've got 3, 2, 1. I've got repeated notes. Whenever we have repeated notes, we need to do something. In this case, the addition is saying to crescendo, suggesting to crescendo. There's a 3 there, that's a climax for that moment. 3, 2, 1, 3, 3 over. And now second finger comes over, we've got a D major chord. We've got our G minor chord. We've got that's going to be a D7 with the F sharps in the left hand. Now something to say about bar 14 is we need to make sure the thumb is gentle. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Make sure the thumb is gentle there. Then we've got 4, 3, 2, and then from 5, we do the scale coming down. Third finger comes over, and then we've got a C major chord. That was bar 16, so the first 3 notes is a C major chord. The next 3 notes, there's an F major chord. We have our parallel thirds again, making sure they're really connected. And then swap to 4 and 2 on F and A, and do a slur. So again, that's a strong, weak, strong, weak, and then scratching fingers, strong, weak. Then back to our first idea. And then we're quite dramatic going to this F7 there. 5, 4, 5, 2. And again, we've got repeated notes. The book I have is suggesting to do a decrescendo on those, which is a really good idea at that point because we don't want to crescendo because we're at the end of the phrase. And then we've got our parallel thirds starting with 1 and 3, and then 4 and 2 comes over. Now when you're doing it, obviously there's repeated notes. It's a bit hard. Ideally, the last one you're going to hold the thumb while you get the 4 and 2 ready, so that you're holding the last one. And then we've got another Anton, 5, 3. So there's a contraction there. Anton, 5, 3, da, 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 da. So highlight that 3 because that's an easy place to get tripped up. We have a G minor chord, and then an F, and then a trill. We're going to trill, and then we are going to get soft on the last note. Be careful with trills, and I should have said that at the beginning. Trills are always played gently because there's so many notes in a trill. It will automatically sound loud if we're not careful. So we want to keep them light, just like little pieces of jewelry, not taking over. Okay, now looking at the left hand, so we've got F chords, lots of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually have 2 more F chords in second inversion. Then our C chord, and then in bar 4, we're back to our F chord, and then float away for the rest. And then B flat major, and then float away for the rest, and then F chord, B flat thumb under, F, F chord, C chord, C chord. Now hold the G and stretch down to the bottom G, and then the F with the thumb. Now I suggest you play the F with the thumb, but you swap to 4. You can play with 4 and contract, but so that you've got 5 ready to do our C chord in bar 10, and then 2 on F2, 1, 5, swap to 2, 5, 2, 1, and that pattern in bar 12 is our do, so, do. Okay, we have a bar of S, and then in bar 14 we've got very dramatic here. So a little bit into the forest near our black keys, and then 2 on the B flat, 2 thumb, 2, and then 5, 1, 2, 1. And the same thing here, we've got repeated Cs, so get softer, 1, 2, 1. And then maybe the next lot of repeated Cs, we might get louder till that one, and then we get softer. I say might, you might try getting softer and like that better, and that's okay, because Clementi hasn't told us what to do, so it's our choice how we make it interesting. And then we're on to bar 19 with our, now we've got 3 times 3, 9 F chords. I think I've played 9 there, and then we finish with a B flat. We have to jump all the way down to our C with 2 swords, or 2 ledger lines, and then the book I'm using suggests we just jump to the 4 and B flat, because putting thumb on B flat is a bit hard. And then we've got F major chord in first inversion, so A, C, F, 3 times, then G minor, and then F chord, then C chord, and then F. Okay, so I'll do hands together and I'll talk it through. So we've got the F chord. Notice how connected the right hand is. And here's our trill. 2 notes, 2 notes. Float off for the rest. Float off for the rest. 5, 4, 5, 2. Here's our crescendo. Ready for our climax on this note? And I might just pause for that little bar 8 for a second, because that's quite tricky. We've got 3 in this hand, in the left hand, but the right hand is divisible by 4 with that Anton dum. So the last note of the Anton needs to slip in just after the 3s. I'll do it in slow motion. So this is wrong. So if you see your left hand and right hand playing together, you know it's wrong. This one needs to come just after. Okay, keep going with those scratching thirds. And here's our climax. 1, 2, 1, da, 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 2 on F. So did you notice my left hand preparing to squash there? Prepared, F, 6, always swap in the left hand. And then quiet on the last note. 3, 2, 1, climax. Come away and left hand flies away for the rests. Off for the rests. Strong, weak. Fly away for the rest. You can do a slight retardando if you want there, even though it's not marked, not too much, because we are in the classical era, which is an era of restraint, but we can use it just to announce, hey everybody, I'm coming back to my first idea. And there's my first idea. I want that first note really clear, even though it says sweetly. Getting softer. Scratching fingers are getting louder. Here's that Anton. Whoops. And getting softer for the end. Hey, have fun practicing it.